Just wanted to hop on and go live while I throw some of my winter wonderland trees. Because if you've been following me, you know that I started and built my whole pottery career in Richmond, Virginia, where I was born and raised, where I taught most recently high school ceramics, had my own studio out of my basement, and developed Throwing with Molly and my butt mug that I copyrighted. And then I ended up copyrighting my winter wonderland trees because I was going to mass produce them next, but then lifed, and we ended up packing up that studio. I quit my job to pursue my dream of opening a community pottery studio. And that whole adventure took me here to Atlanta, Georgia, and we just got open. So I haven't made these winter wonderland trees in 2 years. And now that I have some time, I just thought it'd be fun to go live, make some trees, talk clay, and see where y'all are tuning in from. I'm really excited because we just launched our 8-week classes. We had our grand opening on March 9th, and then we had kind of like a soft opening and like a few one-time workshops that we launched just to get people in, to get the experience of clay going. And then this week, I'm so excited because we were able to launch our 8-week classes. So we have 5 total classes. We had 2 on Monday, 1 Clay 101, 1 continuing clay. And tomorrow we have 2 more, and then on Saturday we have 1 more. And our tomorrow's 6 p.m. Clay 101 class just sold out. Our Saturday 10 a.m. Clay 101 class sold out. So I'm just so excited. And it's going to be a fun 8 weeks with new clay people, making new clay friends. And basically, after you take your 8 weeks, then you're eligible, well, either after the first 8 weeks or second weeks, I don't know yet, but the people who want to get memberships, you got to take an 8-week class first, because I was just going to open up memberships here in the studio, but then I realized, I need some time. I need some time to meet everybody, make sure people know the systems that we have in place here, because every studio is a little different. Ugh, this one just wants to be funky. And you know what I say, if something's going to mess up, just rotate, 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 and then rotate, rotate, rotate usually fixes everything. So I'm just going to add a little water, and like right there, I'm just going to hold it and let it rotate until we're back on track. It feels a little funky on the inside, but we're just going to keep going with it. Not let it bother us. Rotate, rotate, rotate. All the way to the top. Okay, and then I can kind of fix right there again. Guys, thanks for tuning on live with me. If you've got any questions, I love clay questions. I used to do my online show, Throwing with Molly, and I would go live on my Instagram and answer all your questions and chat clay while I was throwing. So now I'm hopping over here on YouTube. See which clay enthusiasts are over here. What kind of questions y'all got? All right, so that's a little better straightened up. It still has some issues. Do you like this job? I love this job. In fact, it's no longer a job. I used to be a high school ceramics teacher, and that was my job. Now, I own this studio. I built it. So now I'm a business owner. So yes, it's a job, but it's also like my life now. So I love it. I love it. Good question. All right, let's see if we can get this closed up now. I'm curious where y'all are tuning in from. We usually get a lot of people. I subscribe to you, but I love your earrings. Oh, thanks. These earrings were a gift from another potter. But I actually can't wait to host an earring making night where we can all make our own earrings. Because these are actually made out of clay. And I have some other earrings made out of clay. They can be a little heavy, but if you make paper clay earrings, it makes them a little lighter. All right, so now, oh, itch. itch on my head. Now we're gonna try to close this up. Kind of have to do it gradually. And speed is kind of, you know, our friend. And as we get to the top, I just have to rotate, rotate, rotate. I hate when I can't read it because there's clay on my phone, but then I see something about getting messy. This is a messy hobby for sure, but that's kind of why I love it. Like, I don't mind being a mess and getting messy. But that's actually the only times people don't love pottery are the people who they don't like the tactile part of it. They're like, ooh. So if you don't like the mess of clay or the touch of clay, like, I get it. It's a real thing. But usually, if you're okay with the mess in the field, then you're gonna love it. I just love also being able to just use my hands to kind of mold something into something that I'll then have forever. Because, you know, once you fire it, it's on the planet forever. All right, now I just like to clean up this batch, which, if y'all are new to follow me, these are the black Molly Sanyour Ceramics Speedball bats. I got a partnership with Speedball to make these, and I just love them because you can fit so many pieces. Do you have any employees? Oh, you said I hate when you get itches when you're getting clay, like something messy. It's really like when the clay dries that it gets bad. Then your hands get itchy and dry. And lotion helps though. And do I have employees? Not yet. So we gotta get in our flow of everything. I'm really excited that we sold out 2 of our first 5 classes, but I'm trying to sell out all of them and add more and have more workshops and all this. And then once we get growing and more established, then yes, I hope to have employees and grow. Hopefully have another studio in another city. Multiple locations would be the goal. But we got to get one up and running first. What state are you in? We're in Georgia. We're in Atlanta, Georgia. It's in the very like southeast, you could say. It's not on the coast, but it's like it's like on the Gulf. Oh, you're in Pennsylvania. I used to be in Virginia. So Pennsylvania was much closer to Virginia than Atlanta. But the good thing about being in Atlanta is it's the main international airport. It's like it's a hub. So it's usually a direct flight. So once we start offering like workshops, like I plan to bring in some well-known artists and do different workshops. And once that happens, you'll have to get yourself a flight. And Johnstontown, I gotta get closer and read that. Johnstown, Pennsylvania. So I've been to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Love the Andy Warhol Museum. But I don't know where Johnstown is. Soon I'll bring back my map. On my Throne with Molly episodes, I used to love the segment where I would map out where y'all are tuning in from, because then I'd also get to learn my geography. Would expand. Keep going and just close it up. All the way to the top. And then we'll skim off. My friend lives in Pittsburgh. Fun! Yeah, I'm familiar with Pittsburgh, because also Pittsburgh is like I think it's on 95. So from Richmond, Virginia, where I was, we would just hop on 95, and then you could go right up and go all the way up. I went to New Hampshire, was the furthest north that I drove. Another one, let's slide this here. I don't know if y'all can see this. Got a couple more of these to do, so I love that you're tuning in and chatting with me while I throw some trees in our brand new studio here in Adair Park, Atlanta, Georgia. If you're familiar with Atlanta, we're in Adair Park. It's on the southwest side. We're about 5 minutes south of Morehouse and Spelman, Clark, Atlanta. If you're familiar with that. Oh, you know, sometimes throwing small is a challenge. I am your first one that comments. Thanks for commenting, because that's what makes going live fun, is the comments, right? So thanks for commenting. Thanks for staying on. I've been trying to figure out the best platforms to go live and to share like longer length content, and I think it's on YouTube, but I usually go live on Instagram and TikTok, so I'm excited to be over here on YouTube, and I appreciate y'all hopping on. It's fun. It's fun to throw and talk clay. And that's why I'm excited for classes, because with the classes, I just get to talk clay all day with people, other clay people. You know, the workshops are really fun, but again, you can't do as much in a one-time workshop as you can with 8 weeks. So that's also why I'm really excited to dive into those. Okay, now I'll close this one up. My centering is getting better, but I suck at trimming. Any tips? Also, I'm a lefty. And then there's clay over my phone. Do you put makeup on? Yes, I put makeup on. Probably need a refresh though, because it's about 7:30 p.m. here, and so I haven't put makeup on all day. But yes, I put makeup on. Okay, centering and trimming. And you're a lefty. So when you're a lefty, you just do reverse, right? Well, also my former coworker was a lefty, and she would just throw righty, and she would teach students how to throw righty just because she said it was easier just to do it. But if you're a lefty, these wheels actually go righty and lefty with just the switch. So I think it depends if you're able to easily switch your wheel righty or lefty, because if it can go both ways, you might as well throw lefty, which means like my wheel's going counterclockwise because I'm a righty. This is my right hand. I don't know if it's backwards or forwards for you. This is my right hand. So the wheel's going counterclockwise. And so when I center, my left hand's the boss, and I'm here and I'm leaning. If you're a lefty, your wheel goes clockwise, and this hand's the boss, and this hand's on top, and you lean. So it's just a matter of kind of flipping things and getting familiar with where your hand should be in the direction of the wheel for righty versus lefty. And then for trimming, I love trimming. I love trimming, but I hated it for the longest time because I couldn't figure it out. I wasn't very good at it. And then you know what changed it all for me? I took a wood turning class. I didn't know it was going to change it all for me, but after taking a wood turning class, I was like, oh, that's how you trim. Because with wood turning, you basically take the solid and you carve away the extra to shape it up, and that's pretty much what you do with trim. Which I actually have a bowl I could trim, but I've got to finish throwing these trees. I'm trying to catch up on not having made trees in 2 years and make while I have some time to make. One, you want to make sure that your pot is leather hard. If it's too wet, it's going to be too hard to trim. You don't want to trim a wet pot. When are you going to be done with this live? I don't know. I've got I have 6 more balls of clay after this one. So I may stay on the whole time. I may not. I don't know. Why? Are you wanting more, or are you about to hop off yourself? So trimming, you want a leather hard pot. You don't want it too wet. You want to make sure before you even flip it upside down to trim, you've kind of taken inventory of what the interior of your pot looks like. Because if it's a curve, you trim it curved. If it's like this, you trim it like this. You always trim to match the interior of your pot. So before you even flip it upside down, take inventory of like what's happening on the inside. Make a mark of where your foot should go. That means like where does the bottom transition to the wall? Mark that on the bottom so that you know where the excess clay is that you should trim away. No, I just want to know so I can go outside soon. You can go outside. Don't worry. If y'all enjoy live, and it seems like, I'm enjoying this because y'all are chatting with me, I'll be back on live. I love going live. I love throwing and chatting. let's see. Make sure your pot's leather hard. Check your interior before you flip it over. Then you've got to really take your time to get centered. Just like throwing. If you start opening and your pot wasn't even centered, the whole thing's going to be off center. So before you start trimming, really take your time to center your piece. If you're struggling with trimming, start with bowls. Bowls are the easiest. And if you start with making a berry bowl, that's also very easy because you trim, you think you've trimmed enough, you take it off, you put one hole in the bottom, and you're like, oh, it's still really thick. And then you know exactly how much you have left to take off. And then you take that off, and then once you're done trimming, you just put a few more holes in it, and then boom, you've just made yourself a berry bowl. So I would say start trimming and make a berry bowl as like a first practicing form. What's your favorite color? That's a good question. That depends, because like my pottery, I love white because it goes with everything. It's just classic. Like, who doesn't like a white anything? It just fits in every decor. You know, sometimes if you do blue, it's like, well, is it light blue? Is it dark blue? Is it royal blue? There's lots of blues. There's lots of whites, but I'd say my pottery, I like white. When I get dressed, I just like to throw on my uniform, which is black. Thank you, Agent TV. I don't know, did that even help you? I love these questions, so I want to make sure that I've helped you with trimming. Did any of that help you? How to trim. And then another tip for trimming, don't just start trimming the whole top, because the very center of your pot is usually the thinnest spot. So if you just start trimming the whole thing off, you're removing that layer of clay that could, you just want to remove the inside last, okay? Always remove the outside clay first. Shape up the outside of the foot. Try a berry bowl. And when you're trimming, bye, Jay, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. Enjoy outside. Start with the berry bowl. When you're trimming the foot, trim the outside of the foot first. And once you've trimmed the outside, then drop your trim tool on the inside, leaving yourself just like however big you want your foot ring to be, and then remove the interior of the clay on the inside of the foot. So don't just start removing all the clay from everywhere. Do the outside, do the inside, and then if your foot needs a little leveling out, you can do a little on the foot then. That's another tip. Don't just start trimming the whole thing. Okay, we'll get to the top. We'll close this one up. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the questions. I hope that my answers are helping. And you know what? I can always go live again, and I can go live when I trim. I guess y'all probably want to like know when I go live, and I need to come up with some kind of schedule, but right now I just don't have one. Just whenever we hop on. Okay, I only have 2 more bats, so maybe we'll do 2 more pieces. We'll do this bigger ball here. All right, guys, it's Happy Wednesday. I'm Molly Sanyour, and we are in Molly Sanyour Ceramics studio. We just opened here in Atlanta, Georgia. More specifically, Adair Park. Our grand opening was March 9th, so we're not even a month open. And we started a launch with some workshops, doing the one-time clay experience, where you get to learn hand building and wheel throwing. Oh, hey, there's Tanya hopping in. So maybe I'll say goodbye here and I can chat, but tune in more with me soon. Okay, I'll catch y'all later. Bye guys.